continue with the second reading from Weehiya. This is from the 1985 book called Three Gainesville Poets. One of the other poets, notably Ed Lyons. The Armadillo Migration of 1952. When times are tough in Mexico, inhabitants start a northward flow. Usually there is a reason: money's gone, or fruit's in season. But human problems can't explain a mid-century armadillo train. So gather, kiddies, and listen here. These helpless critters moved from fear. They sensed a greater concentration of the human population. Gathering their once lost nerve, they headed north on an eastward curve. No one wanted to leave home. Paranoid critters shouldn't roam. But they traveled straight through Texas and came to Florida, where the sex is. They had escaped the dusty bars, but ran right into moving cars. Now you see them on the roads, buried under heavy loads. They don't want to bite your face, they just need a little space. But they can't beg or scream or shout, and it looks like space is running out. Now humans like it where it's hot. They come down to grow their pot and bask beneath the blaring sun and spend their money on having fun. The armadillos knew this would happen, not the type that get caught napping. But now there's no place left to go, certainly not north to snow. If they could swim, they might make Cuba, Puerto Rico, or Aruba. This time their fear is justified, no place left for them to ride. That is all, enough is said. It's time for you to go to bed. Seek comfort in your sheets and pillow. Splat, there goes an armadillo. My new club. The metro hops with loveless punks. Gangs form barriers to the lot, trapping fearful cars. Cold nights suggest that once inside, there won't be better shelter. The same songs group together while elitist taco tenders pass judgment on all who show their heads. The new dance looks like monkeys in reverse, swinging arms and jabbing elbows. All clubs have gays, but here they do not seem outrageous. College frat boy outfits are more likely to interrupt the flow. Girls let loose on Fridays too. The 10 by 20 foot window reveals that the gang is gone. Even though the night warms up with Volvos cruising merrily, the beat in here insists on firm obedience. Marble bench at university and first. I walked down waiting for my oil to change. I ran into the watercolorist, the same one I saw at the post office. Other than a few artists, this town, the downtown part anyway, has nothing but bankers and weary workers, hard-working, weary African Americans. A student may wander down to bank, and there are a few tellers. Mostly they're hard-working African Americans. Scuffed hard hats with dirty plaid pants, or thin corduroy coat, red and blue sweater with Florsheim shoes and a leather cap. It's awfully cold today, except for the artist, who must be hanging a new show at the bank. Maybe I will shock her and walk across to say hello. She'll think she's got a groupie. She may even let me help her hang one or two. It's bound to be warmer than this marble bench. Tragedy at Woodside. The millhopper puffs an ethereal mist into the night. Insects forget the danger and come in on 6-point landings, secure at Dali Memorial. Aunts and uncles wait inside the terminal, protected from the memory of fright. Most are happy in art's custody, but one takes off, quite unsatisfied. Screams of horror beg her not to go, but youthful instincts coax her to greater heights. She clears the creek, heading over trees, landing lightly under Jolla's brush. Pablo and Max. This is the story of Pablo and Max. They left New York City to avoid income tax and gather some primitive artifacts. They left in the rain in spring '52 and were seen in the fields with an African new, admiring the shapes that came into view. When Pablo was digging up red cube-like art, Max drew some monsters on government charts. They looked like amoebas with elongated parts. The days were spent studying carvings of stone or walking in jungles out on their own. An artist knows how to survive alone. Always popular with their new friends, they too went about setting new trends. They taught the natives how to pretend. Unlike the scientists who went to steal, the artist just borrowed that primitive feel. A congenial arrangement, if not ideal. Eagle Pond Farm. It's where Donald Hall lives. October in New Hampshire means colored leaves for kicking. Donald kicks a few heading into town for cheese. He notices that the antique dealer once again announced the coming of winter by changing his sign. It now reads, "Driveways plowed, reasonable rates." The type of de-evolution Donald appreciates. Standard time ensures contrast as autumn's last bonfire sends a leaf-shaped spark into the air. A simple way of life is free to walk around without inspection, so Donald does. He checks out of Nature's general store with Gouda and New York sharp cheddar tucked away. He climbs up the knoll, then down the driveway to the farm. He kicks a pine cone to the safety of the woods. He exhales steam that quickly disappears. He can almost see ice forming on the pond. Long Pond and Staub. If you drive south on Long Pond Road from the lake, at the corner of Staub Road there's a willow tree that, as long as you're a couple cars back at the light, provides shade, which gives you a chance to think about how sweaty you are on a Great Lakes humid July hot day. You might think back to the 4th when dogs chased ugly Americans from pickup basketball games, and ghost white Rochesterians donned their old-fashioned bikinis, looking more like work clothes than sexy swimwear. A case of lubricated, minute, nostalgic tidbits was bartered for a laugh. Then a horn blows and snaps you back to a hospital balloon delivery you have to make dressed as a pink gorilla. What a wonderful summer job, spreading joy while suffering so much humiliation. Yet it's worth the hassle to enjoy good times with folks who remember and care. Red to go. Cardinals don't visit often, but a proud male perched inquiring about the weather, so I implied through body movement that this was a suitable winter retreat. It's not Miami, and highs are in the 60s in January, so he stayed. He caught us on a clear day, 3rd in a row. The reflections of a man-made pool, called jacuzzi, must have drawn him. The chow-chows were inside. The rumbling of distant showers hit the walls, while wind chimes hung dormant in the still. Cardinals signify a change in my life. The last one I saw came by to tell me it was time to walk away from snowy winters. This time I knew the stuff was coming, and the redbird came to relax my nerves. Sharp shadows move slightly with the leaves. Our cardinal darts a foot above the rail, cutting the water with a flame. A ringing phone beckons. 2 weeks before I walk away. 2 weeks to wrap, tie, hug, make peace, then leave. La Jolla. One beech tree separates the cold Pacific harbor from a lighthouse that blinks white and turquoise. 12 knots of wind kicks the salt up. Port lights warm planes that a single starboard, twice the width, marks the length of boats passing. Only pears find such an April night enticing. Earlier, a rain heavied leaves that remain from autumn. New ones stretch out to guard their ancestors. A few are more than 1 year old. The lighthouse sends 2 different rays. White glides across the ripples in a double pump. Turquoise snaps a single moment to sailors who find a type of relief in sleazy bars downtown. Now a fog reminds the pair how eerie ports can be. Blinking stars